I don't know how she does it because it's really, really hard to play the piano with such ginormously long fingernails, but oh, she's just stunning. Look at that dress. Kia ora, my name's Zoe Stebe, your vocal coach for today, and I help singers go from feeling frustrated and overwhelmed about their voices to singing confidently, clearly, and without flaws. In today's video, I'm going to be having a look at Faouzia. Now, she is a fantastic singer, and she did a concert back in August for us all and loaded the whole thing up on YouTube. So thank you so much, Faouzia. It's absolutely incredible that you share your amazing voice with us, and for free, I might add, everyone. This is for free. I'll be sure to put a link down in the description so that you can check out her channel and check out the original concert, but I'm going to be having a look at the first part of her concert. I have to preface this video like I do with all of my videos. I am not Faouzia's vocal trainer, nor have I worked with her, nor do I know her trainers, although maybe I do. I don't know. Maybe we're Facebook friends or Instagram friends. But I have no idea what her intentions are personally with her vocal technique, and I do not know her vocal journey. This is an analysis and a look at a specific snapshot in time, and it's really important to know that artists do perform certain ways at certain times, and we have to be really conscious of the fact that it's their decisions. This is all my opinion, and I hope you enjoy the video. So you can just see her fingers at the moment, but if you couldn't tell from the ginormously long fingernails, this is Faouzia herself playing the piano. I don't know how she does it because it's really, really hard to play the piano with such ginormously long fingernails, but oh, she's just stunning. Look at that dress.
Goodbye always starts with hello. That's why I don't trust anyone that walks through the door. But I'll throw that out the window. I'm just gonna pretend that this going on a good note, but it's not a good note. It's never a good note, but I'll keep my eyes closed. I can see.
Before she goes into this next part, I was just transfixed there for a moment. This is the first time that I'm watching this video. I love that transition to suddenly her pianist is sitting at the piano. She just goes to show that you don't need any type of massive production to put on a really good performance. She's standing on a stage. There's a couple of globos above her. She's obviously got a sound man and a sound man because her face is beautifully lit. But it's her and the piano, and something as simple as this can create such a wonderful performance. You can see her standing and also with her mouth really close to the microphone, just like I talked about with Yeba last week. That's a really great way for you to start the song relatively quietly, actually incredibly quietly, and then you can come really, really close to the microphone, so then you can take the volume of your voice down. Why use excess volume when you don't need to? Let's just go back on that because I really love that part.
Goodbye always starts with hello.
Super close to the microphone.
That's why I don't trust anyone that walks through the door, but I'll throw that out the window. I'm just gonna pretend that this going on a good note, but it's not a good note. It's never a good note, but I'll keep my eyes closed.
This is a perfect example of what we call in Estor voice training speech quality, which is where you have thick vocal folds with a mid-larynx. Essentially, it's like she's speaking on pitch. This is exactly what her spoken voice sounds like. She's just speaking on pitch. This is easy peasy for Faouzia, and now she's going to ramp it up.
I can see the answer awkward till it's sweet.
Did you notice that first one that she just did there? She actually didn't pump out the volume there. She stayed pretty, I know there's a sound guy, but she stayed really, really close to the microphone. And then the second time, she flipped into the falsetto. That was a terrible version of what Faouzia just did, but she then flipped into her falsetto, which gave it a really lovely difference. Let's just listen to that again because I just love it.
I can see the answer upwards endless sweet.
That was the flip.
Until it crashes down. I know it's gonna crash down, yeah, but not right now. It's kind of funny how it all works out for me.
And it really was only it's kind of funny. And then she comes back a little bit because she belted on that note. And you can see she kind of now starts to go a little bit further away from the microphone. But until then, she was using relatively thick vocal folds, kind of belty sounding, but it was not loud. Now, this is a fantastic technique to use to make sure that you don't just wear yourself out, because belting does not always have to be super duper loud. I get a lot of singers coming in and they just want to sing massively loud, and there's really no point. She managed to make it sound as if she was singing louder by starting much quieter.
No, 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 I don't wanna see.
There was that flip.
It all come crashing down. I know it's gonna crash down, yeah, but not right now. It's kind of funny how it all works out.
And the funny how it all. There's something that you can all do. That's the natural flip into the head voice, or as we call it in Esther voice training, a breathy thin fold, that most untrained singers are wanting to kind of train out of their voices. So you can flip out the funny how it, just allow that change to occur rather than trying to push the voice up there.
Hello always ends with goodbye. How would I know this time's not different if I don't even try?
You can see now she's going back again to this speaking on pitch. And in Esther, we call that speech quality.
Yeah, make believe is fun sometimes. So I'll just keep pretending this will end on a good note. But it's not a good note, it's never a good note. But I'll keep my eyes closed, pretend like I don't know how this is gonna go. Cause it's not a good note, it's never a good note. I can see.
And in that moment, she goes a little bit further away from the microphone. So you can see that she is getting louder. She is wanting it to, the emotional stakes to increase and to get higher. But do you see that she's not over opening her mouth? I love that about Faouzia. Her technique is beautiful. I have no idea who she's sung with or who she's trained with. But that's just beautiful. High tongue position. She's got her jaw sort of around, her teeth, you can sort of see they're about at least maybe 1 finger, 2 finger widths apart, but she's not ripping her mouth open to try and get up there. That's also not high for her either.
The answer upwards endless sweet. Until it crashes down. I know it's gonna crash down, yeah, but not right now. It's kind of funny how it all.
It's kind of funny how it all. There she flips into her belt. I love it. And you can feel she really pulls away from the microphone there so that she doesn't blow your eardrums out. Let's just go back on that because I love what she did. She's not pushing.
But I'll keep my eyes closed, pretend like I don't know how this is gonna go. Cause it's not a good note, it's never a good note. I can see the answer upwards endless sweet. Until it crashes down. I know it's gonna crash down, yeah, but not right now. It's kind of funny how it all works out for me. Yeah. La, 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 I don't wanna see it all come crashing down.
And then that again, see. She's going from that falsetto back down into the thick folds. It's something that you can do. Just don't try and push through that voice break, and you'll be able to allow the voice to flip up there. That is what I'd call like the natural voice. It's what it naturally wants to do, and then allow it to come back down into what you might call your chest voice, or I would call speech quality.
I know it's gonna crash down, yeah, but not right now. It's kind of funny how it all works out. Oh.
I find it wonderful that she does not take these huge I mean, you can really hear her breaths, but I think that's also an emotional part of the song because she doesn't do that in all of her singing. But I love that she doesn't just go and tank up with air. She's taking short, sharp, high breaths, which is a great way for her to keep that larynx position a little bit higher, keep the thick folds, and that allows her to keep the volume and also the tone. Do you notice the entire time her voice sounds really easy and free and resonant? And that's because she's not over singing. She's not trying to push for volume. She's not trying to push for anything really. And she's sitting where she knows she sings best. And that's a full-on belt right there. I'm not certain that she needs to keep her mouth open that much, but maybe that's an emotional thing for her. Maybe it works for her. Like I've said before, we can't take individual singers and what they do on a specific day and take them as the rule. They might just be the exception to the rule. And that the moment what she's doing now with her mouth wide open like that, that's the exception to this performance.
I can see the answer I pretend is sweet until it crashes down. I know it's gonna crash down, yeah, but not right now. It's kind of funny how it all works out for me.
You can really see now she's just, I'm so sorry that I stopped it there. She's just flying. This is her maximum volume. She could probably sing maybe a little bit louder, but what's the point? Because now it sounds like she's singing really big, really, really emotionally. And it's a great example of why we don't want to start songs too loud and why there is such a thing as over singing in the first place. It's not about going to the max volume, but it's about going to where it sounds comfortable for your listeners as well. This is beautiful.
Crashing down, I know it's gonna crash down, yeah, but not right now. It's kind of funny how it all works out.
Beautiful. This is exactly how she sounds at the beginning of the song. Yeah?
Up in the middle of the night and start writing my dreams down. Eventually it crept its way.
Can you hear that it's just level? She's not pushing. There's no scratch. There's nothing. She's speaking. And then
I'm just gonna pretend that this going on a good note, but it's not a good note.
it's exactly as if she's just spoken. It's not a good no. I mean, she's doing something else as well, which that's the main difference between speaking and singing. And there is a difference between speaking and singing, obviously. Oh, Faouzia, you're amazing. Absolutely incredible. And I love the way that she takes a song that would usually have a lot more behind it, and she just builds it up. You don't get bored. Pretty incredible. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you've got some value out of the video, then don't forget to give it a thumbs up and consider hitting the subscribe button, because I bring out videos like this every single week. Have a great rest of your day. Ka kite anō.